Hello Freedom lovers, this is Dextro, officer of the 151st Freedom Fighters, and today I'm giving you a review on the Carnage BR, assault rifle for the new Conglomerate Medic. So let's have a look at the stats now. The Carnage has a maximum damage of 143 up to 10 meters and a minimum damage of 125 up to 65 meters. It has a fire rate of 750 rounds per minute and a muzzle velocity of 600 meters per second. It has a long reload of 2.6 seconds and a short reload of 2.285 seconds. That short reload means you have at least one bullet left in the chamber. It has a magazine capacity of 30 rounds and you can carry up to 210 rounds max. One of the most special things about the Carnage BR is that the aim down the sight movement speed is 75% instead of the usual 50% for most of the other rifles in the game. That means when you aim down the sight you can move faster than other people with other guns. That can be really handy. Another specialty, or not a specialty, but another thing about the Carnage BR is that the recoil is not pulling to either one of two sides. It just jumps in between them, but it's not have a tendency to either pull to the upper left or to pull to the upper right. But let's have a look on it now. Now let's have a closer look on the recoil of the Carnage BR. You can see me shooting this Carnage without any attachments on it, and after that you can see it with an advanced foregrip. You can see that it jumps in between both of the sides, as I mentioned it before. That is a really negative thing, because that means that you can't really compensate it. If you know the weapon pulls to the upper left, you just pull your mouse down and to the right to compensate it. If it just randomly jumps in between both of the sides, the only thing you can compensate is the vertical recoil, but not the horizontal recoil, which is kind of a bad thing. We're gonna have a closer look on the attachments later, but for now we're gonna compare the Carnage BR with the NC1 Gauss rifle. Looking at the damage of the NC1, it got a maximum damage of 167 at up to 10 meters, down to 143 at 75 meters. As you can see, the minimum damage of the NC1 Gauss rifle is the maximum damage of the Carnage BR, which does not really matter that much because of the higher fire rate of the Carnage BR. The Carnage BR has a 150 rounds per minute higher fire rate than the NC1. Also, it has better hipfire accuracy, though the NC1 Gauss rifle has a bit better aim accuracy when aiming down the sight. Furthermore, the Carnage BR user can carry 30 rounds more than the NC1 Gauss rifle user. It can make a huge difference. Comparing those two guns, you can see that the NC1 Gauss rifle is pretty much made for longer ranges and aiming, while the Carnage BR is enabling you to engage enemies up closer and also giving you a bit better option to hipfire. Now let's compare the Carnage with the GR22. Why are we doing this? Because both of the guns are kind of brothers. Comparing those two guns, we can see that the GR22 has worse minimum damage than the Carnage BR. It drops down to 112 at 60 meters instead of to 125 at 65 meters. Though the GR22 has a higher fire rate, the Carnage BR has a fire rate of 750, as you may remember, and the GR22 has a fire rate of 800, but it is kind of a thing which does not really matter that much. More or less both of the guns have the same accuracy though. So both guns have the same, more or less the same aim and hipfire accuracy. Though the Carnage has a faster reload. The Carnage reloads 0.7 seconds quicker on the long reload and 0.17 seconds quicker on the short reload. The short reload difference is kind of neglectable, though the difference on the long reload is really significant. Now looking at the damage and compare the damage in between the guns a bit more in detail. As you can see, both graphs are showing you one of each gun. The blue graph is the Carnage BR and the other graph is the GR22, and you can see that after 10 meters the Carnage BR across the board does more damage per bullet than GR22. That, considering the higher fire rate of the GR22, it may not affect your overall damage related to time, but you can clearly see that the Carnage BR is a bit more towards mid-range compared to GR22, because there will be a point somewhere around probably 30-40 meters, just approximately, where the Carnage BR significantly gets better, because the high recoil of the GR22 doesn't help the gun to be that efficient on mid-ranges, because high recoil usually means quicker spread, more bullets flying towards the enemy, but less hitting. Another interesting thing is if you compare both guns and you equip the GR22 with soft point ammunition. Again, the blue graph is the Carnage BR. You can see that the soft point ammunition is extending the maximum damage range of the GR22 up to 50 meters, but you can see that around 20 meters the Carnage BR starts to outdamage the GR22 when it comes to single bullet damage. Again, you have to put in consideration the different fire rates, but it is only kind of refining the use of both guns. The GR22 is more of a close range gun, while the Carnage BR is, that's why I say brothers, it's the reasonable brother of the GR22. It's a more versatile variant of the GR22, giving you good damage at short ranges, but it's clearly a good gun at mid ranges, better than the GR22. And if a gun is good at mid ranges, it can also compete with other guns on long ranges as well.
Drop on the pads. Oh,
now we're gonna have a quick look on the attachment. Sight is always your preference, but for the Carnage BR, since it's a close mid-range, long-range gun, you want to have a viable sight on the gun. You can't equip the 2x reflex sight, which is a shame, so that leaves you, at least from my personal preference, with the 1x reflex only, which is basically my standard sight anyway. Because it's not limiting your field of view that much, it enables you to quickly move and you don't have the penalties you have with a scope when it comes to field of view and other things. The other attachments you can equip the flashlight, the laser sight, the foregrip and the advanced foregrip. In my personal view, there is no point in equipping a laser sight to this gun, because this gun is more made for mid-ranges, so if you want to run with a hip-fire short-range gun, then go for the GR22 with the advanced laser sight and the soft point. But if you want to have a more versatile gun, you should equip the advanced foregrip. As you remember, once we talked about recoil, the problem with the not pull to the right or to the left leaves you that an advanced foregrip will level out the gun a bit more, balance out the jumps from side to side, which enables you to get an overall better performance of the gun. On the barrel attachments, I would say none. You can equip the silencer, you can equip the flash suppressor, and you can equip the compensator, but honestly, the recoil is not that much that you need a compensator, which is doubling or more than double your area, your range you're gonna appear on the minimap when shooting. A silencer isn't usually that much of a good choice, because as a medic, I mean, if you activate your AAE, you're glowing like a Christmas tree, so why bother actually trying to hide? It's not going to work. That's the reason I would say a flash suppressor isn't that good either, because you can still see the bullet traces, or the enemy can still see your bullet traces. The only thing which is getting removed is the muzzle flash, but honestly during night times can be good, but it's kind of a trade-off you don't have to make. So my recommendation on attachments is advanced foregrip, 1x reflex sight, that's it, awesome gun. Now coming to the end of this review, there's nothing left than giving you an overall summary. In my personal experience, the Carnage BR is a really good, versatile, all-range gun. If you master this gun, it is a pretty viable choice at every given situation. You can outshoot people up close, you can outshoot them on range, which is a bit more difficult than compared with other guns. But that leaves you the mid-ranges, and they are probably the most important ranges. If you can outshoot people at mid-range, you usually win. On long ranges you can dodge them, on short ranges it is good, if you cannot shoot them. So the Carnage BR is, in my opinion, the most versatile NC assault rifle for the medic. It is my go-to gun in every outfit operation because I'm a medic and I want to be versatile. That's why I play the Carnage. I hope you enjoyed this quick review and looking forward to upcoming reviews as well. And as always, have fun and see you guys on the battlefield. Thank you.